Hi, everyone. Kathy Rose here. I'm going to talk to you about the new moon in Cancer. It takes place on July 17th, 2:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is a very, very important lunation. It carries with it an energy of new beginnings, starting a new phase. And it's kind of in your face. So I'm going to explore that more in a moment. Let us begin first by looking at the Cancer mandala that's on screen. And you'll notice in the center, I have the moon's phases because Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's a water sign in the cardinal modality. So we're dealing with the movement of emotional energy. Now, of course, Cancer also very much is oriented towards mothering, nurturing, that compassionate energy that comes from that. It's very much in the feminine polarity. But there's a whole lot more to this new moon than just that. This one is deep and profound. So let's begin by looking at the themes for this new moon. The first thing that comes forward is the importance of understanding and reviewing your own level of emotional health. Are you healthy emotionally? Do you manage your emotions well? Do you circulate energy through? Do you have stuck places? How do you deal with fear and stress? How do you deal with anxiety? And nobody's perfect. I'm not saying that you can't have moments where you're challenged or stressful or sad. It's just, do you understand your own emotions? Are you able to work through them? Again, remember, Cancer is a cardinal sign. We're talking about needing to have movement and circulation. The second theme that comes forward during this new moon is power management. It is such an important time to understand how we manage power. And if we allow it to flow through us and radiate out to the world, and if in the process we get corrupted or not, and that's what happens, power corrupts a lot of people. Well, we're entering a new phase, a new paradigm where the management of power, if it is infused with lovingness, takes on a new energy. And this new moon is really a strong beginning for it, without a doubt. We're also going to look at the balance between giving and receiving. Do you have balance with giving and receiving? Typically, the Cancer energy is very much of a giving energy, the mother nurturing sort of dynamic. But it's essential right now that you are also receiving, that you are receiving love from yourself, from the universe, that you allow yourself to receive love and support from other people. Just as much as you give, you need to receive. Now, the image that's on the left side of the screen is a spectacular painting done by my friend Liza. She did almost all of this. I helped a teeny bit with this one, but it was largely Liza. She is an expert on capturing the essence of elementals or angels. And this is a water angel. And I think the dynamic and the feeling that you get from this painting says it all. This particular water angel, you will see that she's pulling energy up from the universe, from the core. It's like using water coming up from the earth, flowing through her body, circulating out into her wings, and then back down again. And so you see this completed circuit of giving and receiving. But you see that this particular water angel is strong to her core. She's beautiful. There's no doubt about it, but there's a sense of strength, a sense of knowing that she can manage power infused with emotional energy, unwavering energy. And that's something for us all to explore. As a matter of fact, before I go on and show you the chart, which is the next slide, I want to say something. I had a client today who said the most perfect phrase that I want to mention in this video. She has her PhD. She's working in a company that is a nonprofit company, and she has a leadership position. And she was talking about the fact that her preferred leadership style will be infused with unconditional positive regard for others. And I had never heard unconditional positive regard said before in that way. And I thought that was just absolutely perfect to describe this new phase that's coming in how we do power, how we do leadership. And this new moon triggers it. So you might want to write that down on a post-it and put it on your computer. Unconditional positive regard for others. And think about what that's like, and think about how you can model that leadership style everywhere you go. The grocery store, driving on the highway, communicating with your children, everywhere you go, radiating and manifesting and living unconditional positive regard for others. So beautiful and very much part of this new moon. So here's the chart. This is set for Washington, D.C., but the largest structure and the most powerful statement astrologically has to do with the fact that the sun and the moon are opposite Pluto, which is the power planet, and square to the nodal axis, square to the north and south node, which have just changed signs. So the north node is in Aries, south node in Libra. And it really makes this profound statement on so many levels to have Pluto, the planet that deals with power management, opposite this emotional, sensitive energy in Cancer, this nurturing, compassionate energy, squaring the nodal axis in Aries. So the nodal axis in Aries, which will spend 18 months in this sign, we're going to get to explore courage and self-sufficiency and self-initiative. But it's imperative that we do this, that we feel this core courage and strength within us, but that we infuse it with lovingness. Again, unconditional positive regard for others. So there you have it. I mean, the fact that this new moon is in opposition to Pluto and squaring the North Node gives us a pivot point in humanity. It really, truly is a pivot point. And we may not all see a lot of change immediately at this new moon, but use this lunation as a new beginning for you to find your core strength of lovingness and live it like that water angel and let it circulate, giving and receiving, inflowing and outflowing, inhaling and exhaling. So that's a very strong statement. You're going to see in blue, there's an aspect between Neptune and the sun and the moon, and that's a beautiful trine. And that just is simply saying that there's ease right now in asking for help from the universe and opening up to let the lovingness that is all around us, the unconditional, unlimited lovingness, let it flow through you. It's all you have to do is relax into it and let that light flow through you. And it's the relaxing part that is difficult because there are challenges in the world. And when other people are misusing power, sometimes we tighten up and we feel like we have to push against them, when really we need to connect with our core, relax, and let this compassionate, loving energy move through us. The other aspect that I've notated here is the fact that Mercury's in Leo, square to Jupiter in Taurus. And I talked about this in the July forecast video. I talked about how Mercury in Leo during this time is learning to speak with authority, but that authority needs to come from the heart. It's not authority where you are lording over somebody with your power or your specialness. You know, it's not where you're bragging that you have 5 Mercedes, a mansion, and a private plane, and a lot of money. Rather, it is communicating, but letting your heart chakra flow through your throat chakra and communicating with authority of lovingness. Again, go back to that angel painting I showed you and imagine that even if you identify as a male or you are a male, even if you are not female, because it's a very female image with that water angel, connect with that frequency, because that's really what is trying to circulate right now. And the feminine dimension is really strong. So I bring you to the next image, which is a painting of Kuan Yin. Again, Liza did this, but I helped with this one. I remember vividly working on this piece. Kuan Yin, and I think I have had her in one of my videos before. I think I've shared this image before, but it's very much part of this new moon energy because it's mercy and compassion and it's strength. Again, when you connect with this version of Kuan Yin, you feel power, but you feel power merged with grace and beauty and harmony and stillness. And that is part of what we are trying to manifest right now. It's, the feminine polarity energy is really coming forward, and we're going to see it demonstrated in the world. Again, unconditional positive regard for others. All right, the last image is an image I saw on Facebook. Now, I apologize to whoever shot this photo. I don't have a photo credit. And that bothers me because I am an artist. And if somebody shares my work, I would personally like some credit. So I apologize to the universe and to whoever took this photo. I don't know who you are, but it's spectacular. Now, I don't know about you. I collect rocks everywhere I go, especially flat rocks. I have huge piles of them and I stack them just like this photo. And there is an art form to it. And you can explore the dimension of balance and grace when you form these rock stacks like this. And it is essential right now that we are meditating on this concept. How can you find equilibrium emotionally? How can you find balance between giving and receiving? How can we find balance with letting power flow through us and keeping that sense of unconditional positive regard for others? This image says it all. And I thank whoever took this photo. I'm grateful for you, and I'm sorry I don't know who you are, but it says it all about this Cancer new moon. So meditate on that and see what you get from that. All right, so as always, I am sending you much love, many, many blessings, and I urge you, focus on taking your emotional health to the next level. Focus on finding your core and hooking in with it and staying strong and letting yourself be a conduit and channel for lovingness, operating from the core, connecting with the unconditional, unlimited supply from the universe. And that's all you need to do. And if everybody does that, the world is going to shift. But it begins with more intensity during this new moon in Cancer. Okay, bye for now. And I look forward to seeing you at the August forecast video.